gentlemen, and welcome to this GOG stream for Mount and Blade. My name is TotalBiscuit. If you don't already know who I am, I'm terrible at video games, and I get by entirely on the strength of my accent. It's really that simple. Why on earth are we streaming Mount and Blade, specifically the original Mount and Blade? Well, we are streaming the original Mount and Blade simply because it is currently free over on GOGcom, and free is a hard price to argue with. It's going to be free until the middle of Friday. So if you have yet to pick up your copy of Mount and Blade, I would certainly suggest that you do so. We're going to be playing the vanilla version. I have modded it once to slightly improve some of the graphics assets. But outside of that, it's just going to be the straight-up vanilla version. There are many versions of Mount and Blade. The best one arguably being Mount and Blade Warband, as many people would say. There's also Mount and Blade Fire and Sword, which is pretty good if you're looking for a more sort of Napoleonic setting, more firearms and things like that. But if you're looking for the traditional medieval combat simulator, which is what Mount and Blade most assuredly is, then Warband is probably your best option. But it's nice to have Mount and Blade for free because it gives you a nice taste of what Mount and Blade is really all about, which is roaming around a medieval landscape and trying not to get horribly murdered as you slowly build up an army and a force, take over castles, build reputation, and so on and so forth, and then probably have your horse nicked by bandits, such is the way that it, for the most part, works. There we go. Do let me know, of course, in the chat whether or not the levels on the audio are messed up or anything along those lines. I can certainly correct those before we begin. And we will be hosting this both on the GOGcom channel as well as the TotalBiscuit channel. If you're a subscriber, you can use the TotalBiscuit chat, which is a little less spammy than the regular stuff. Just a wee bit less spammy. That's the subscriber chat there. Alternatively, you can use the chat over at GOGcom if you are not a subscriber. Alright, let us begin, shall we? I played a decent amount of Mount and Blade, probably about 20-30 hours of the original and then a bit more Warband. I played a bit of Fire and Sword, but I don't know, I just wasn't so keen on Fire and Sword, if I'm going to be entirely frank. The guns didn't really gel with me, honestly. I prefer the lance combat, I prefer the big axe, riding around on horseback kind of combat. So we'll certainly see what's going on with that. If you'll just give me one moment, just one moment, and then we can actually begin. So apparently I'm now TotalBiscuit, which is interesting. That's the medieval spelling, ye olde English, if you were not already aware. And just a reminder that Mount and Blade is available for free until Friday on GOG.com. Just register for it, you get a free copy. Nice and easy. And like I said, it's a really good demo for Warband, which is the better version, as far as I'm concerned. It's the version that came out after the original Mount and Blade. It has some improvements graphically in terms of gameplay as well, a lot of new content. And most of the mods are designed around Warband these days as well. So if you're looking to get into the fairly extensive modding scene, then that's what you should be doing. Alright, let's jump into the game, shall we? I'll pick male or female. Pick female. I do like playing the female character because you get some interesting chat interactions if you pick that. Outside of that, they're absolutely identical in terms of stats. So when you're building a character, you are going to pick for a number of different origin stories and characteristics. I'm just going to go straight up with veteran warrior here. And then say, right, were you a page at a nobleman's court, a shop assistant? This is going to affect your overall skills. So you're going to find out. That was going to go with stepchild. I believe that gives you a little bit of riding skill since you were a nomad. I became a smith. There we go. And my reason for adventuring is personal revenge. There we go. All right. So you've got two choices. You basically got Iron Man mode, no quitting without saving, or allow me to quit without saving. It's a bit brutal. There we go. All right. So I am now TotalBiscuit. As I said, that is historically accurate. And we can look at our giant skill tree right here. So a lot of these attributes and skills were affected by what I picked there. So you need to kind of figure out what exactly you're going to be going for before you start. A lot of the options are going to completely change the skill sets that you have available to you. So I start with 2 points in Power Strike, bit of point in Iron Flesh, which is always nice, gives me a little bit extra health. Power Throw as well. I don't have any points in Power Draw, so my archery is not incredible. You can see there's the proficiencies over to the side here. That's going to affect just how much damage you do, how quickly you can aim, and so on and so forth. And you need certain stats to use certain weapons as well. So I've got high strength, high agility. My intelligence and charisma, just as it is in real life, is low. And stats-wise, 2 points in leadership, 1 point in trade. That's always good. And get always like a couple of points in inventory management. You want to be able to carry more stuff. Apparently you need intelligence to figure out how to carry more stuff, which is a bit weird. You'd think that would be more of a strength attribute, but I suppose that is logistics after all. Alright, one-handed weapons will probably... Let's see. I don't know. I do like my lancers, I've got to say. Lancers are really, really good in this game. But it's always nice to have options for one- and two-handers as well. So I'm going to put another point in strength there, I think. Might want to buff up my charisma a little bit. There we go. Let's go 12 points in strength. Point another one in iron flesh so I don't die quite as easily. Third point power strike, maybe. What else would I like? Well, I would have a couple of points in weapons master. Point in shields is always nice. Points in riding always nice as well. They enable you to ride better horses. We already have a point in training. Always nice to put a point in looting. I'm not an expert at Mount and Blade. There are probably people who have played this for thousands of hours which will tell me that my setup is completely and totally wrong. And frankly, I just don't blame them for saying that at all. First aid. Always nice. Survivability is always good. Okay, so we can put some points in one-handers and some points in polearms there. Not too concerned about ranged weapons. I've got to be honest, I don't really like ranged weapons all that much in Mount and Blade. Maybe it's just because I'm awful. Here's one thing I like about Mount and Blade. It is literally impossible to make an attractive character, male or female. It is entirely realistic, so we can randomize it and come up with all sorts of things. There we go. Mount and Blade is not exactly the best looking game of all time. I will be entirely frank with you on that one. If you want to generate a character, you're probably going to be getting either Brienne of Tarth or you're going to be getting the Imp. It's really that simple one way or the other. There is no middle ground, trust me on this. There we go. We'll go with that. That works. That will work. Alright, let us rock and roll. Let's see what it started us off with. So, started me with a balanced sword. That's not too shabby. Hunting crossbow. Not much of a crossbow person, I gotta say. What kind of annoys me is that it didn't start me with a polearm, but we can probably sell and get a basic lance or something along those lines. Saddle horse. Decent enough armor, but we will certainly need some extra. Also, started us off with some smoked fish, which you kind of need, because once you start building a party and an army, you're going to need to feed the bastards. And then you will also be able to grab some tools. Now, if you played Warband, it looks very, very similar to this. Very similar, but Warband does have more functionality. So you start off on this overworld map, and that character right there represents you. So every time that you move, everything else moves. It's sort of in real time, and you want to avoid being caught out by things like bandits and large armies and so on and so forth. So we should go and find some, but firstly we're going to go visit some villages, because perhaps these villages might have some recruits. We recruit some peasants, so we can then sort of train them up and level them up into an army. There we go. 5 recruits offered to join my army. That's always lovely. And we could maybe have words with the village leader, see if he's got any quests for us. So we're going to do that. That's my character riding along right there in third person. And I can also kind of pick which weapons I want to use. Let's see if we can find the village leader. If I recall correctly, Warband lets you access the leader without actually having to go into the town. Going into the town is ultimately kind of pointless. This is a battle map, so if there ends up being a battle here, then it will take place in this village. And you can do things like raid the village if you so desire, which I'm not going to do for the time being. I'd like to at least not piss off everybody immediately. Just trying to find the village leader. That's just general villager. Village elder, yes, this is the fellow I need to talk to. There we go. Do you have any tasks? Okay, I can teach you how to defend yourself. Alright, fair enough. So, we're going to train up some of the villagers. And then we're going to fight the bandits. This is a nice little opportunity to show you a little bit of the basic combat system. So this is mostly a sandbox game. You start off with one person. You end up trying to build this gigantic army, get really good equipment, and you can do so via doing quests and all sorts of things like that. If you've played War of the Roses, you're probably fairly familiar with how the combat system works. It is a 4-directional system with directional blocking as well as directional attacking. So I am training him by beating him with a stick, as you can see right there, which seemed to work fairly effectively. There we go. And we're going to keep training the peasants until the bandits come along, and then we'll have a glorious battle. Glorious battle. But yeah, you don't really want to, as chat pointed out, raid a village by yourself, because yes, they might be farmers, but it's like 50 of them with pitchforks. And they'll throw rocks at you as well. They will kill you, and they will then take your stuff. So you probably don't want to be doing that. They'll take you prisoner. You can't technically die in this game. You just get taken prisoner. You get dragged around to some other area of the map, and they steal all your stuff, which is not really ideal. Keep training them, and eventually the bandits will actually attack. So that is something that you need to bear in mind. At the moment, thankfully, they're not doing that. Not the best looking game in the universe, is it? Now, I mean, it's been improved, and like I said, I did mod it to make it look a little bit better, but it's certainly not a beautiful game by any stretch of the imagination. It's always looked a little bit ugly, but frankly, that's fine by me. It's very much an indie title, but it does excel in giving you the sort of medieval sandbox. Oh, hello. Those were some bandits. I thought maybe they might actually decide to attack. Also has a day and night cycle. Pretty reasonable skybox as well. I mean, this game is fairly old. It has been out for quite some time. The newer versions are certainly a little bit better in terms of the graphical fidelity. We have trained a bunch of them. I am very surprised that the bandits haven't attacked. Usually after a couple of training sessions, they will attack. There they are. Hello. All right. Nope. We're going to get one more training session before they attack. And then what we're going to try and do is actually beat the bandits in an open combat, which is going to consist of actually quite a number of characters on the screen. I believe that without modding, anyway, you can actually mod the game to increase the number of people that can fight. But it is possible to... Hello. It's possible to have battles with 100 people on the screen at any given time. You can go even higher than that with mods, and it can get pretty insane, frankly. It's almost like being part of a medieval Total War battle, but... It happens to actually be in third person, and you're actually playing a character in it. You can also order your army around through a series of basic key commands. There we go. Alright, cool. Here we go. So they are now going to attack. So let's try and fight and not die. So here's my trained peasant army and my recruits, and then we're going to be fighting against the bandits. Get out of the way! Bloody hell, I've got a horse. Get out of the way. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, they have horsemen. That's not good at all. Okay. Not too keen on that fact. And frankly, I don't really want to be using a crossbow. All right, well, I'll do my best. These guys look fairly tough. We should be able to swamp them. At least that's the hope at any rate. I need to get my shield out as well, because they're not going to like me too much. Not at all. All right, you're not friendly. Fighting on horseback can be a little bit tricky. Takes a little bit of practice. There we go. That's one off. That's good. Looks like we're winning this quite handily, as it turns out. Most of the peasants are not dying. Everyone is being horribly swamped, which is nice. Alright, a couple of guys over here. See, the timing to actually get these swings is quite tricky. And I haven't played in a while, so I'm going to be even worse than usual. But if you can get a good swing off, like that, then you get a speed bonus as you charge. So you can do a huge amount of damage based on how fast you pass on horseback. So it is a very useful skill to learn. As you are much more effective on horse. Not only are you much, much harder to hit, you can move a lot faster, but you also gain a lot of bonus damage. That's why I like lancers, and why I'll be trying to buy one as soon as possible, because the lance damage you can do while charging is incredible. Alright, cool. So we were successfully able to win the battle, which means we're going to be able to loot all their stuff. Allied casualty 7 peasants. Do we care about them? Of course not. But we did lose a Vega recruit, which is unfortunate. We should be able to hopefully recruit a few more people along there, which will be nice. There we go. So either I can take their stuff, or I can refuse, stating they need the items more than I do. I'm going to take their stuff. Look at all this stuff. Of course I'm going to take it. They're offering me loads of money. That's what we like to see. There we go. So I'm just going to grab all of this, and I can sell it in a nearby town. Awesome. And I'm going to recruit more volunteers, because they like me more now. So, sweet. That worked fairly well. We have a bunch of supplies. We have a bunch of money. We have a very small fighting force that is frankly rubbish, because these recruits have nothing more than pitchforks. But we're looking good. All right, let's go and visit a larger town here. We seem to be friendly with the Vega faction, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. This game has different factions, and of course, some of them will be more hostile to you than others. You can openly declare war, and so on and so forth. Let us visit Ravadine. All right, so there are, outside of the villages, there are also these larger cities, and there are also castles. Castles generally are focused on the military, and you can get some quests from there and things like that. You can attack them, but ultimately these towns are where the useful stuff is. You can stay overnight to regenerate health and things like that. It's also very safe here, so you're not going to get attacked as you would be if you were camping out in the open. You can go to the castle to speak to the Lord to get quests. You can go to the tavern to recruit people, and you can also meet up with interesting characters. You can go to the marketplace to buy and sell. You can even walk around the town if you so desire. Generally speaking, there's not a huge amount of point in doing that. And you can go to the arena, which will either offer you access to a tournament or an arena brawl, which can be used to gain a little bit of extra cash if you wish. For those just tuning in, by the way, wondering what's going on, this is Mount and Blade, the original version, which is currently available for free over at GOG.com. So I'd suggest that you head over there. GOG.com is, of course, the sponsor of Axiom Esports, which is my StarCraft 2 esports team, and that is why I'm here doing this stream right now. That, and I also like Mount and Blade. At least I like Mount and Blade until Mount and Blade kicks my ass, which it frequently does. Okay, to the marketplace. So we were talking about selling some stuff and hopefully buying a lance. So we're going to keep some of this. We're going to sell some of the ale, I think. We'll definitely sell the tools. We don't really need that. Now, this is the amount of money I've got. This is the amount of money the vendor has. So we'll sell the tools. Maybe keep a hold of the honey. That's good for party morale. You do need some of this food with you, by the way. So I'm going to get rid of some of this ale, get rid of some more of the tools. That's 560 dinars. We can... Well, this isn't really worth much. So I'm going to keep this just in general as food for our army. And 560 dinars is not too shabby. Let's trade with the arms merchant, see if we can get a lance. A balanced battle fork is not what I'm looking for. Balanced lance, there we go. That should do the trick. That is 750 dinar. I can not afford that. Is there a cheaper one? A balanced spear, not the same as a lance. They don't quite work the same way. A balanced staff. Each town... bent heavy lance. That would probably do the trick. Not a high-quality lance, but frankly, lancers when moving at high speed do huge amounts of damage while couched, so I will definitely grab a lance, I think. And frankly, I'm going to replace my ranged weapon, because I don't really like ranged weapons. I'm not really a big fan of that. Would also be nice to maybe get a larger axe. This a rusty war axe. You can see things like the weapon's reach. That's a very important stat to have, because the way that Mount and Blade works is that you've got to make sure that the head of the weapon actually connects. So having a lot of reach is fairly important. It does make things a lot easier. The lance has a lot of reach, but you don't really want to be poking with it. It's ultimately not very useful. I do love the heavy Volge. That's a lot of fun as well. Might buy one of those, but I don't think I can quite afford it. So a rusty war axe would be quite nice. There we go. So we're going to pay 447 for that. And maybe I can afford a hat of some description. Always nice to get a little bit extra armor. These are not particularly expensive, so I get a sturdy nomad cap, 11 extra armor for a little more than 19 dinar, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to grab those. Gloves are inexplicably expensive in this game. I don't really know why they are, but they are, so there you go. All right. Sweet. So we're now much more attractive and respectable, as you can see. But we are hopefully also a little bit harder to kill. Alright, I'm going to head to the castle and see what the Lord has to say. Maybe there's a quest that we can get. We want to be looking specifically to try and build reputations with various factions. I'm TotalBiscuit at your service. I'm actually TotalBiscuit, but there you go. You may be of common birth, but know that I am always looking for good men to fight for me. I am no man. Do you have any tasks for me? Okay, okay. So as a loan. He was supposed to pay it back within a month, but I haven't received a copper from him. You go and collect the debt from Lord Marmon. You get to keep some of the money. Where can I find Lord Marmon? If you leave now, you should be able to find him at Schlesch Castle. This sounds really dangerous. He probably has an army, so I need to go and maybe spend a little bit of time building up my own. So we are absolutely going to go and do that. And there's a dog in my room for some reason. I need to go and remove that dog. Be right back. Kumo. Why are you here? We'll let you on. Come on. Come on. Out. There's two dogs. This is no good at all. Out. Come on. Downstairs. Well, that was a surprise. As much as I love the dogs, I prefer them not rifling through my stuff. Okay, let's get back to it. We might as well head into the arena, actually. Nope, the door's locked. I believe it's at nighttime, so of course it's not going to be open. We'd head to the town. I don't really have a lot of money to recruit people, but it's always worth talking to people. You can also get heroes, characters for your actual army, who you can give equipment to, and they're generally a lot more powerful than the regular troops, and you can train them up and they level up with you as well. Ah, an engineer. Okay. Certainly sounds good. Where do you need to go? That seems reasonable. Yeah. A signing bonus of 300. I can't afford that. No, I have no money right now. In fact, it looks like there's quite a few people who are looking to be recruited. I'd love some mercenary crossbowmen, but I can't afford them. No way. Perhaps there may be some other people that do not require a signing bonus. There we go. Cool. I have a little archer dude that's going to help me. A lot of words. Lots and lots of words. 400 dinars. Can't afford that. Nope. Never mind. You can also talk to people like travelers as well, which are going to give you information about different quests. And also, if you end up losing some of your hero characters, they end up getting kidnapped or imprisoned or whatever, then travelers can often tell you where they wandered off to, so you can go and rescue them. Also gives you a little bit of useful tutorial information here and there. Alright. Okay. Let's go and hunt some bandits or go and recruit some more fellows. We don't really have much money to recruit anybody. Hello, looters. Alright, perfect. We can ride these guys down. This is going to be a nice bit of easy cash. Come on. There's only 5 of them. Yes, we will charge the enemy. We should have, frankly, very little problem with 5 looters. We have a significant advantage. That is my army so far. They're kind of ragtag, but they're going to get better. Trust me. They're going to get better. All right, let's go and find the looters. So I have a lance now, which is just wonderful. The lance, a little tricky to aim. Definitely a little tricky to aim, but at full speed, if you hit someone with a lance on foot, they're probably instantly dead. It's also worth noting, by the way, that you can get blunt weapons, which are non-lethal, which allows you to take people prisoner and then sell them. Smack! Yeah, as you can see, that's what the lance does. It is very powerful if you hit them with the tip. So you've got to be going full speed, aim the tip at them. I mean, this horse is not very maneuverable right now, which makes using the lance a little bit trickier. You want a better horse, really, so that they can do better than that. All right, let's see if we can take someone else out with it. Nope, missed it. All right, we'll just get out a nice big axe instead. Give him a bit of a wallop. I have a feeling that guy is running to his death right now. He's not going to do very well. He's going to get horribly murdered by a fairly large army of guys there. There we go. That was a nice swing. It's all about the timing. Takes a little practice. Very satisfying once you get used to it, though. It's got a surprisingly satisfying combat system. You might have looked at the animations earlier and said, well, that looks terrible. It's definitely basic, but it's the mounted combat that really makes the game satisfying. When you're going at full pelt on a horse and you take someone's head off with a giant axe, it is very, very satisfying. Cool, we lost nobody, and I got a couple of kills out of that, and learned a little bit more weapon proficiency skills, so that's always good. And we wounded 1 looter, so I believe we can take someone prisoner if we wish. Oh, I need prisoner management as a skill. I don't actually have that as of yet. All right, and we can also upgrade some of our troops from that. They have earned experience, which means they can be upgraded, which usually means that they gain better equipment. So we're gonna... The problem is they also cost a little bit more, but if you look at that, you'll see that these guys are, you know, they're better armored, they've got better gear, and you'll be able to keep upgrading them, which is always good. So their weekly wage is definitely higher than your regular recruits, but they're also a lot tougher and don't die immediately. So that's good. Weekly cost is currently 29 dinar for my little army here, so I shouldn't have too many problems. Loot, what do we get? Tattered Nomad armor. That is actually, as far as I'm concerned, an improvement on what I'm currently wearing. Look at the size of that armor. Like, would you mess with that? No, you would not. That is 1 buff warrior. Rocks. Yes, how lovely. And... couple of other things. Yeah, not much loot really, unfortunately, but Not too terrible. Ah, and I also leveled up and shared some experience within the party, which is lovely. Cool, so that means I got more attribute points, and I also happen to have... We're probably going to go Charisma 9 here. And we'll get a point in prisoner management since we kind of need that. And we can upgrade our pole arms. Sweet. That is what I like to see. There are no bigger shoulder pads. I mean, this could be Warhammer 40,000 that's still bulk at the side of the shoulder pads. Like, no, that's just too excessive. Absolutely not. We could go raid some villages. I'm feeling like raiding some villages. That's a good way to make a lot of money, but simultaneously it's also a good way to piss off the lords. Because if you look at this, let's say I raided this village right here. There is currently an army of Lord Valashin right here. He is sitting on 26 archers, 3 footmen, 17 skirmishers, 10 veterans, marksmen, 3 knights, infantry guards. These guys will destroy you very, very quickly. So you need to make friends with people like that. The last thing you want to be doing is getting wrecked. So I'm going to maybe try and get some more recruits, and then we'll try... Oh, hello. This looks like a easier thing to go for. Mountain bandits. There's actually quite a few bandit forces here. We should be able to catch up with them. It looks like we actually have a party trying to chase them down there. They outnumber us slightly, but... Oh, hello. Another force of mountain bandits came for me. They're a little bit bigger. This could be dangerous. Alright, we'll see how it goes. I'll give you naught but cold steel! Now, you can do auto-resolve, and you can also run away. If you know for a fact you're not going to win, you can sacrifice some of your soldiers to get the hell out of there. And I think we should be able to win this without too much of a problem, as long as these guys aren't very well equipped. And we've got some new guys as well, as you can see. And we have our archer, we've got some footmen. They're equipped with maces and kite shields, so that's going to give them some good survivability. Oh! Some of them on horseback. Okay, this is going to make things a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure we can manage it anyway. Alright, let's see if I can hit one of the bastards with my lance. There we go! Sweet. Good. That's one mountain bandit instantly killed, although I did take some significant damage in the process. Do want to watch out for that. Alright, looks like these guys have ranged weapons as well. There's another one down. Try and deflect that damage. You can, of course, use your shield to deflect damage. You can also wear the shield on your back, which will actually cover your back, so that's good. Alright, my footman was able to deal with him. I really do need to try and help. They're just chucking rocks at him. I love it. I do need to try and help with some of these horsemen, because they are a little bit tricky for my army to take down, because they don't have a lot of polearms. Unfortunately, they're moving a little bit faster than I am, so hitting them with the lance is difficult. I need to get a bit of horse at some point. Whoa, there we go. Lanced. Nice. And let's get the big axe out. Took some damage there. Want to watch out for that. We're not doing too badly. Looks like one of our guys was knocked unconscious. His horse is dead, so that's nice. I'll put him on the ground. Makes him a lot easier for our guys to kill. There's no real point in me kind of giving orders at the moment, because I don't really have a large enough and varied enough army for that to really matter. But once you start getting like a large force of archers and spearmen, you want to arrange them in such a way that like the spearmen and pikemen can deal with the horses, and the archers are on a hill where they're harder to assault. You get how it works. These fellows are not... He has a large hammer, and he doesn't like me at all, does he? There we go. That's another bandit down. So we are currently winning the fight, although we are taking some injuries. There's another bandit killed. Come on, come at me. Oh, there we go. That was a nice hit. And we've taken another swing. Didn't kill him, but more of my recruits are getting knocked unconscious. But thankfully, most of them are not dying. We are losing a few. If they get unconscious, that's fine. They can be fixed up later on. But if they die, they're a lot harder. This is... Oh, God. This is not going well at all, is it? I'm taking a lot of hits here. All right, let's get the lance out again. And let's charge down this hill. I think most of my army has unfortunately been knocked unconscious or killed. Not ideal. There's another one down. I'll see if I can take them all out myself. I probably can. There we go. That's another one down. I still have a few fellows that are not dead or unconscious. But this is a pretty devastating fight. I gotta say, this recruit is doing very well, but I think he is about to die. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is looking bad if I die here, which is... No! Oh, this is awful. 2 Vega footmen wounded. I'll probably be dragged back out of the fight, so I should be okay, but... That's not so good. Here are the casualties. Oh, dear. So, not too many killed. That's not too bad. Only 1 killed of my footmen, only 1 killed of my recruits. Everyone else injured. I mean, we killed 11 of them. We did all right. But we still got taken prisoner anyway. So, not ideal. Eventually I will escape. Hopefully. And then we can maybe go in for a little bit of revenge. But they're going to drag me around. They probably nicked me horse. There we go. Alright. Yep. And they're all the prisoners. So we need to try and beat them so we can get our army back. But right now we only have 2 people to do it with. Can we make that happen? Let's see if they nicked my gear. They didn't. Alright, I'm at full HP. We can do it. I am confident that we can do it. We need to beat 8 bandits with 2 people. Totally doable. Let's go. 2 troops fit to fight against their 8. This is entirely reasonable. We can manage it. So I've got my archer, who can hopefully do something. Outside of that, I'm going to be relying mostly on my lance. Well, they didn't take my shoes, so that's good. So hopefully none of them on horseback, because this would make it a lot easier. Oh, there's some of them on horseback. Okay. Alright, well, will you quit throwing those things at me? I want to try and take the horseback one out first while they're divided, because he's charged ahead, which means he doesn't have support. So, we can make an effort. Quit throwing spears at her. Look at that. Alright, 1 down. Good. Okay, so 7 remaining. Need to try and charge him from the flank. It's going to be a little bit of pincushion action going on right here. If these archers are not going to move, they'll be easier to take down. He says as he misses completely. Alright, another one down. Down to 6. Try not to get hit by this archer. Oh, that's my friend knocked out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them left. And I gotta beat them on my own. It's doable as long as I don't get hit too much by ranged weapons. Because most of them seem to be equipped with ranged weapons. There's another one down. 4 left. Looks like everyone else has melee weapons, which we do want to watch out for, because some of them are polearms. Another one down, 3 left. Okay, he's got a ranged weapon, so let's evade that, go around the tree, so he's got less chance of hitting us, and then we can try and hit it with the lance. Assuming accuracy is good enough, which it is. There's one to the head. That is 1 dead mountain bandit. Only 2 left. We should be able to rescue our men. And take back the stuff that they stole. To be fair, they didn't actually nick much. They probably nicked some fish. Yeah! 1 left. You're regretting it now, aren't you, you bastards? Absolutely. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah! There we go. That is their entire army wiped off the face of the earth. Lance is pretty good, if you get the hang of it. I need a better horse, but not too shabby. Look at those shoulder pads. Sweet. 1 wounded, 8 dead bandits. And we rescued all of the prisoners, which is just lovely. So, of course, we're going to be hiring all of our army back. I apologize for allowing that to happen. We're going to capture this mountain bandit here. And we can also... Yeah, this is done from a different screen. Both me and Dishavi got levels up, which is lovely. Look at all this stuff! That big hammer they were using earlier. All sorts of stuff. This is lovely. We're going to be able to sell a lot of this. That's what we like to see. That's, I like the Ragged Nomad vest a bit better because it gives some leg armor as well. Doesn't have the shoulder pads, but, you know, we'll take what we can get at this point. This shield, battered fur-covered shield versus the kite shield's actually better by the looks of it. Yep, it's larger, slower speed rating, but generally I don't use it too much, so we can have one of those. And we're just going to take the rest so that we can sell it at the nearest town. There we go. Cool. So that worked out for the best, and now we can... Some soldiers are ready to level up. We could try and recruit some of the prisoners. Looks like they don't want to do that. You could also do things like read books, which will give you information and skills. We're going to have to deal with these mountain bandits as well, but now we have our army back. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'll have a look at our character. He can level up again. She, in fact. Another point in strength. Another point 9 in flesh, considering I got beaten earlier. It's probably a good idea. Polearm's looking good. I'm going to give some more points to 2-handed weapons. And I can also... level up Dishavi, I think? Yeah. What can you tell me about your skills? Alright. So she's something of an archer, so we'll want to be leveling up her ability to do that. Probably try and get her a better bow as well, if possible. Getting a horse might be nice, although she doesn't know horse archery yet. For those just asking, yes, this is vanilla Mountain Blade. This is currently available for free over at GOGcom, which I would strongly recommend you pick up. Warband is the better game, there's no doubt about that, but can't argue with free. Cannot argue with 3. Okay, more agility. And we could probably... She's already got maximum points of power draw for the time being. She's going to need more strength, I think, for that. Athletics is always good. I want to get something like wound treatment or surgery. That would be pretty good. That's going to help. And more archery skill. Alright, let's have a look at her gear. Does she have anything good? She's using a hunting bow right now. Do I have a better weapon she can use? Could certainly put her in some armor. That would help. I'm actually going to nick this, but you can have that hat. There we go. Isn't that stylish? Quarterstaff. Sure, I've got a better weapon than that you can use. What arrows is she using? Just regular arrows. Okay. I think my bow's very good compared to hers. Yeah, she's got a better bow than I do. And she could probably use a shield. No reason not to give her that. That's going to give her a bit extra resistance. Maul might be good. Ah, actually that weighs too much. She can't use it. Yeah, should be good enough for the time being. So I need to get her a horse if possible. Shouldn't be too difficult. We've got a bunch of stuff we can sell. Great. Alright, kill these bandits!
My men would like a word with you about your purse and all belongings.
Let's go. I've got a bit more armor. I've got my army back. I'm feeling much more confident this time. To be fair, we do outnumber them, so that should make things a lot easier. Couple of horsemen who are not going to live much longer. There we go. Off with his head, and then we'll take him out as well, and then the rest of my army can clean up. Lancers are good! If you hadn't noticed. Although big axes are pretty good too. I do approve of the big axe. Come here. Yeah! He actually deflected that with his shield. If you actually hit shield enough times, it will break. So, that's pretty good. Come over here. Come on. Rotate this horse in the direction of the target. Take a swing at him. He's gone. Nicely done. And what's left of him? Not a huge number. Although we are getting knocked out, which I prefer not to happen. Where are they? I think our army's kind of split up a bit. Oh, you don't want to be down there. Well, no wonder you're getting knocked out. You're getting hit with hammers. Bloody hell. Untrained nonsense. Let's get the lance out again. The rest of my army should be able to charge him down from this position. Silly biddies. Come here. I need a better horse. This thing rotates like a block of steel on a ski. Just gonna kind of knock him over just so the rest of my guys... Go on, beat him up. Go on, smack him. Get him. Get him. There we go. Alright, so I don't think any of my fellows died. They got injured, but that's not too bad. We're alright with that. Yeah, 4 of my recruits were wounded, but we killed 9 mountain bandits. And we got a horse. Cool. I was looking for a horse for my other hero character, so that will be lovely. At this point, I'm kind of running out of inventory space. There's actually 2 horses. That's nice. So I don't want to be thankfully, it orders everything by value, so you can just kind of take the high-value stuff. Also known as something that... Oh, bloody Borderlands should have learned by now. Alright. Good, good, good. So my soldier's also ready to upgrade, which is always nice. So we can upgrade yet more recruits. In fact, we have no more recruits. They're all footmen. But now we can upgrade some of the footmen. We can either pick veterans or skirmishers. Skirmishers, if I recall correctly, focus on throwing weapons. Veterans are just kind of tougher. We're going to go with some veterans. And they also get horses and axes, which is lovely. So that's always great. For your heroes, you've kind of got to customize their equipment. For your regular troops, they just sort of automatically upgrade and get gear. But they do cost a little more to have every month. So you don't want to go too fast with the upgrading if you don't have the money to support it, because they're going to get rather upset. Alright. Let's have a word again with Deshavi, because we're going to put her on horse. We'll probably want to start working on a... What's that? That's actually identical to mine, isn't it? Yep. Basic saddle horse. Oh, you can't... Oh, I don't think she even has riding skill, actually. So I don't think she can use that at all. Well, we can sort that out. When she levels up next, that'll be fine. She also keeps getting horribly murdered every time we speak to her, which is not ideal. Okay, it would be a good opportunity, I think, to go and visit somewhere. I might go try and grab some more recruits here from Vezin, see if anyone wants there, and maybe there'll be a quest for me here. No one is willing to join the party. Alright, well, if I speak to the village elder, then perhaps they will change their attitude. Maybe there is a quest that I can take for them. Hunt down some bandits or something like that. Hello. How many animals do you need? Bring you some cattle. I actually have no idea how to do that. Can't remember. Do you have to buy them? I can't remember how you do that. But of course I could bring them some cows, but I don't know if you have to buy them from an area, or if you have to find them on the map. Not sure. Not sure. Alright then. Only way to get cattle is to steal it from another village or buy it. Alright. Well, first things first, let's sell this junk. We have all sorts of nonsense that we need to get rid of here. Keep the food, pretty much. Sell most of the other stuff. It's a lot of kind of cheap rubbish, but added up, it's worth a decent amount. Still that stubborn horse, we don't really want that. There we go. Actually, not a lot of loot at all. It looked great, and then suddenly you realize, well, this loot's not worth anything. But a little bit of money, nonetheless. Always good. You can also trade. If you have trading skills, then you'll be able to assess local prices. You can buy and sell. It's a good way to make some cash. Yeah, we're not going to do the herding cows quest, apparently, because the entire chat says it is terrible and we shouldn't do it. We can go in the arena if you like. There we go. So you can do melee fights, which will equip you with a basic weapon, and you've got to try and beat 40 opponents, which is tricky. Very tricky. Not an easy thing to do at all, but you can get a decent amount of cash from doing melee fights. It's also a good way to train your weapon skills up without really taking any actual damage. So if you want to get some free attribute points in weapons, then these melee fights are pretty effective. It also gains you just experience in general, so I gained a level up from that. So always nice to go into some of these. There are also full-on tournaments, which are actually really fun to play, but they only happen at certain times. Outside of that, you just get to do the melee fights. Oh, this is not going well. Oh, Christ. Thankfully, I have decent polearm skill, and the polearms in this game are quite fast. There we go. Counter that. Oh, blocked the wrong direction. Not good. Come on. Just hit it with a stick. There we go. I don't have much health left. I've beaten 4 opponents. There's no way that I don't think I've ever actually won an arena fight, because there's just so many people to beat. And then sometimes they give them bows and arrows and you just get filled full of holes. It's not fun. I much prefer the tournaments, because you actually get a team to help you out, instead of this, which is just like every man and woman for himself. Alright, well, again, more proficiency in polearms, being 8 opponents, so there's going to be some money involved in that. Oh god, he's got a bow. Come on! Really? Please don't hit me, otherwise I instantly lose. There we go. Now we're just beaten to death with a stick. Lovely. It's always nice to see the AI fighting each other and just come up behind them and hit them in the back of the head. It's pretty effective. 10 opponents beaten. That's going to be a decent amount of money. Oh, he's got a sword and shield. This isn't good. We can use our superior reach, though, against that. It's the kind of disadvantage he does have. But if he gets in close, it's going to be a problem. Blocking with a polearm is a little easier than blocking with a regular weapon without a shield, but it's still not ideal. Oh, damn it. All right, 11 opponents. Not bad. That's not awful. So we can have words with him. 25 dinar, not too bad. And also a little bit of extra stuff. Tournaments are going to be held at Tolga, which again, Riverchig, quite soon. All right, good to know. You can get a lot of money from tournaments. You can also bet on yourself, which is a very good way of doing it. All right. So that went okay. Let's see if there are any fellows around here that we can maybe recruit. Ah, I met him earlier. He was... And then there was this guy who cost, what, 400? 400 dinar? Yeah. Whatever. These hero characters are often very, very effective, and since they can't really die, it's very handy to have a couple of them. They generally don't cost a lot of money to maintain, and they're often more powerful than individual units. And you can equip them and level them up with party skills, which will also help your entire party as well. So that's not too bad. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Alright, well, we have an army of sorts. So if you recall correctly, we still had a quest that we needed to deal with here. Lord Marmon at Schlizg Castle. Often they'll just wander around as well, so you've got to watch out for that. Where is Schlizg Castle? Over there. Not too far away. Okay, we can deal with that. Let's level up our character a little bit more. Maybe another point in strength. Power strike. Upgrading our riding is probably good. As I say, my horse is bad, so I need to get a better horse. And a few more on polearms, a few more on two-handed weapons. That's what we like to see. Good, good, good. Alright, so we need to be over to Schlizg Castle. I'm going to head in that general direction. Now, you can also raid caravans. I don't want to raid a Vega caravan. Not only that, because they actually have a decent army, and he's also right near Lord's party, so that's not good. We're going to try and run those looters down, though. They're just slight... no, we should be able to catch them without too much of a problem. Come on. Depending on what troops you have, it depends on the speed that you can actually run around. So if you've got a lot of horseback troops, you're going to be in a good position to chase people down. Alright. Well, this is now my army. As you can see, I have Vega veterans. I have one of them on horseback, one of them that doesn't have a horse. I don't know where my hero units are. One of them, I think, is out of action. I think she was wounded in the last fight. It takes a little bit of time for her to get back on her feet. Where is... Alright, that's the enemy army. They're all on foot. They've got basic equipment. This should not be too much of a problem. Unless I'm a moron, which is the rest of it. Down. And you can see that's what the veteran's are doing. He's a lot more effective than your basic kind of unit. Being on horseback makes him a lot more mobile, makes him a lot more dangerous, and a lot more durable. And generally it means that he won't get bogged down. Although against larger armies, if you don't have too many horse units, they can end up getting surrounded and knocked off the horse very easily. You gotta watch out for that. It's worth noting, by the way, that Warband actually has multiplayer, and it's very playable as well. There are servers that support like 200 people. There are Fire and Sword and also like mods, I think Mountain Musket. You can play with like full musket firing lines and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. I believe even Reddit has some groups that kind of do it. It's almost like Civil War reenactments in a video game. It's actually pretty cool. Mountain Blade still has a very strong following, and they're currently working on their new game, Bannerlord. And there's a new expansion coming out for Warband, I believe, called Vikings, which is going to have sea battles and all sorts of things like that. Right, well, that was nice and easy. We took no casualties whatsoever, which is lovely, and we looted precisely nothing of value. But it's good for experience, it's good for leveling our guys up, so I see no reason not to do it. Some of our soldiers are ready to upgrade. This is a good way of getting your army into a better position, where they're just going to be more effective. Yeah, Desharby is out of action, and Bishishtiz, or whatever his name is obviously doing fine on his own. Still this bloody bandit here. I need to sell him to a bounty hunter at some point. Okay, so we're heading in the direction of Schlizg Castle, or whatever it was. And I have forgotten which direction that was in, so... yeah, Schlizg Castle. We need to find out where this lord is and what size of army he has, because if he's got a big army, we don't want to fight him yet. That seems like a bad idea. We could certainly speak to some of these villagers in order to get some more recruits. Although I do want to watch out and make sure I don't recruit more than I can feed and more than I can pay. Alright. 16 mountain bandits. Alright, we could get some good rewards from this, but this is also potentially dangerous. Mountain bandits are not as easy to kill as looters, but we will take the fight regardless, because we are backed up by a bunch of farmers from the village who could be our cannon fodder. It's going to be lovely. Alright, here we go. The farmers will die so that I may get delicious butter and ale as a reward. Alright. Bam! 1 down. Bam! 2 down. Not 3, but close enough. And that's good, because I've taken kind of half of their army away. Oh, bollocks. No. There we go. I've split their army up. They're all chasing me, so that now my guys can do a great job. He's stuck! He's stuck! Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh, no, the river slowed me down too much. But I think they're going to get pretty badly overrun by the number of farmers that are here. Mountain Bandit killed by farmer. Mountain Bandit knocked unconscious by farmer. Very embarrassing behavior. Farmers killed. We don't care about them. Attack, my minions. My great... Oh, is that my hero just getting knocked flat on his ass? That is very embarrassing. Alright, come here. Nice big swing at him as I come past. Not quite in range. There you go, have some of that. There you go. He's back up. He's having a bit of a chop. He's not bad. Sweet. And it looks like we didn't take any casualties. At least no one that I care about anyway. That's what we like to see. I like casualties. We don't care about them. 1 wounded footman. 2 killed farmers. 3 wounded mountain bandits that we can take prisoner. Should we take it? We should take it as our just due. Of course we should. Iron a chicken. We like a chicken. Absolutely. I'll take your chicken. Wonderful. And we can get a couple of volunteers now. They're still indifferent to us. So you can level up reputations with the various villagers, and there's good reasons to do that, because they're more likely to give you tribute, they're more likely to sell you good stuff, and they're certainly more likely to give you recruits that you can use. So I'm going to have a bit of a word here with the elder, who is hanging out in the middle of the night with a silly hat on for no reason. What? This is unfortunate. Oh, they don't need anything. Alright, fine. Seen any enemies around here lately? Nope. No war parties. But yeah, you can buy cattle. I'm not going to do the whole cattle thing, as people suggested. Alright, sweet. Let's head back on to Slizg Castle and see if anyone is there. We have soldiers ready to upgrade, which is always good. We're just kind of going for veterans at the moment. I think if I want archers, I'll get archers instead of just skirmishers. A couple of recruits there. So our army's getting just gradually better. Very, very slowly. It's always good. There are some very cool and expensive weapons that you can buy that are extremely effective, but I can't afford any of them right now. Oh, hello. Looters. Alright. Again, easy experience. Come on, charge him down. But this game could really steal a lot of your free time, let me put it that way. I wouldn't say it's surprisingly compelling. I think it's very easy to see why it's compelling, because it's something of a sandbox. And the battles are often very, very fun, especially when you start to build your army up larger. And you can actually control, like, you can send archers, stand over here and fire on my command. And knights, be with me and charge around the side. You know, you can actually use real-time tactics, and it's very fun. But yeah, Warband has a lot more functionality. Like, you can build up your own villages and things like that. You can have buildings. You can... I'm not sure if you can do it in the regular Mountain Blade, but you can set up shops in various cities, which you can use to earn you money. It's pretty legit. Okay. Alright, yeah, these guys are fairly poorly equipped, let's just put it that way. Try to put them out of their misery with a very large axe. At least if I can hit them. Does take a bit of practice. The combat system, especially on horseback, takes a great deal of practice. It is not easy, but it is very satisfying once you get it right. Where the hell is the rest of my army? I don't think it really matters. I think we'll probably kill them between the two of us, but there they are. Alright. Yeah, now you're in trouble. They're not looking too happy. Just stand and watch my army defeat them very easily. There we go. Look at that. Destroyed. Yeah, looters are basically the easiest thing to fight in the game. We'll probably go after a caravan at some point. I just want to make sure I do it with a kingdom that I'm not friendly with. Because caravans are a very nice way to earn some money, but they're also quite risky to attack. You need a decent-sized army. Ah, this is actually a high-quality weapon, a balanced falchion. It's actually worth a decent amount of money, so we'll take it, certainly. There we go. Rest it. We can take the chip falchion, the rest we'll kind of ignore because it's bad. There we go. And more soldiers ready to upgrade. Again, very good. More veterans. Our heroes are a bit beaten up. They're going to need a little bit of time to recuperate. There's a fight going on over here. Village farmers versus deserters. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a harder fight, but I'm going to go and help the farmers here. We are going to rush to the aid of the village farmers. But these are footmen. These are not crappy looters. These guys actually have some degree of equipment. They're the same kind of equipment that I have, so this is going to be a little trickier. We'll give it a shot. Those wondering what I'm playing as we tune in, this is Mount & Blade, the original. It's currently available for free over on GOG.com, so you can grab it yourself. For the next 24 or so hours, it's going to be becoming not free at, I think it's 2 p.m. GMT on Friday. So just be careful not to miss out on your opportunity. It's a nice little way to figure out whether or not you like the franchise, because Warband is objectively better, and it has a lot more mod support. And of course, there's the new expansion coming out. So, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. As you can see, these guys are a lot more competent than the looters we've been dealing with. So, they actually know how to fight. Took a lot of damage there. My horse took most of it. Last thing I want is my horse to die. That would suck. Okay, let's at least try and kill some of the lads. We're doing terribly now. I'll wait for the rest of my army to arrive, and hopefully they'll be able to help me out, because this is not going well for me. How did I miss that? Precision required. Vega footman killed by peasant woman. How embarrassing. Ouch, 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 ouch. Alright, let's charge them from here. I'm doing a terrible job here. There we go. The peasant woman was knocked unconscious. Her sacrifice will be remembered. But we're doing fine. We outnumber them pretty bad. The interesting thing is you can do absolutely nothing the entire fight and still win, because your army's going to do the job for you. But we're not losing people, so that's the main thing. Take a swing as we pass. There we go. Off with his head. That's what we like to see. Nice. So, despite my unholy incompetence, we were able to take him out. And we should get better gear from them as well, because they were better equipped. And peasant woman is wounded. How unfortunate. We took no casualties. And we can take him. The higher rank your prisoners are, the better it is for you. Oh, we can upgrade a Vega veteran. Let's upgrade to a Vega horseman. There we go. That's nice. So the Vega horseman looks like that. Heavily armored, barded male by the looks of it. Decent looking horse. 27 weekly wage though. That's what you got to watch out for. You can't upgrade your army too fast. You know, it's perhaps nicer to have a bunch of Vega footmen as opposed to one Vega horseman. But this guy is going to be able to account for himself very well. It's going to be very, very difficult to kill him, and he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. He's going to eventually upgrade to a Vega Knight, and each of the different factions in the game has kind of like an ultimate unit, and depending on where you recruit from, depends on what you'll get. See, a bunch of Nordic swords, you know, good equipment that I can actually sell for a decent amount of money. So, and I'll screw the rest because it's not that brilliant. Cool. Now, I could steal all their stuff, but I'm not a dick, so we're not going to do that. I'm only kind of a dick. There's a village over there. Might be worth getting, again, a couple more peasant recruits is always nice. 4 more recruits, not too bad. And we're going to see if they have anything that needs to be done. But yeah, I mean, you're basically kind of seeing the first few hours of what you're going to be doing in Mount & Blade. You're going to be roaming around, trying to build an army of sorts, trying to upgrade your equipment, make some money, do a little bit of trading, build your reputations. And eventually the late game usually involves faction warfare, sieging castles, and getting into big fights, and trying to become a vassal of a lord and things like that. In Warband, you've got a lot more options. You're going to be able to do an awful lot more. But in basic Mount & Blade, you know, it's a good primer for what to expect from Warband. I would not use auto battle, ultimately. You can end up losing very valuable units in auto battle, even though, frankly, there's no reason why you should. Well, they don't need anything. Any enemies around? Nope. Alright, cool. Let's get the hell out of here, then. What is my food stock looking like? Day-old beef. Delicious. Yeah, it's all looking great. My army morale is good, which means they will perform better, and they're not going to desert me. So, everything is good. Alright, we were heading over to Schlisk Castle last time I was checking this. We're going to try and find and see if this lord is here. And the hope is that he doesn't try and resist, because if he does, I don't know if I can defeat a lord with my current army. I'm going to guess probably not. You would be perhaps shocked by how good Lord's troops actually are. They will destroy you. They are very hard to deal with. Approach the gates and hail the guard. Request a meeting with someone. Lord Marmon. Alright. Yeah, he looks like he's wearing expensive things. I come to collect the debt. This is not going to go well, is it? Ah, he considers it a debt. He asked me to speak to him on his behalf. Alright. Do it for the sake of our friendship. I don't think we have one. We don't have any persuasion. I don't want to give him 600 dinar. Yeah. So, basically, I am going to need some money in order to get this money. Alternatively, with persuasion, perhaps there's another way to win. I don't think I have any persuasion skill. Ah! Okay. Apparently, I do have some persuasion skill. Through quick thinking and smooth argumentation, you managed to state your case well. Okay. He still expresses doubts about the request. Ah, okay, so... Oh, great. So I saved 20 dinar. That's lovely. Alright. Alright. And I don't have... Maybe if I earn some reputation with him, I'll then be able to call in a favor. Okay. Ah, tax collecting from the village of Slek. Alright, okay, I'm gonna go collect taxes. I could use the taxes to buy him off and then run off with the taxes. It's a possibility. Alright. First recruit villagers, then tax them. Because they're not gonna join my army if I tax them first, are they? Common sense. Start collecting taxes. You can just run off with this money, by the way. They will probably attack me, it's quite likely. Cash, cash, cash. So I could just run off with all of this, but it's a very bad idea, because the Lord is going to be very pissed off, and he'll then pursue me. $2,386 dinar. And the populace doesn't like me, and I don't blame them, but it's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight this guy. He has an 87... He has an army size of 87. This is not okay. I can't fight him. Alright, I have collected the taxes. There you go. And he gives me some money, which I can then use to bribe him. My relationship with him has gone up, I imagine. So maybe I can call in a favor now. Nope. Alright, fine, paying it. Please accept these 580 dinar. There's the debt. Give him the 3,000 dinar. Of course, now I can just run off with it. But it's generally not a very good idea. You want to try and build your reputation if possible, and that is not the way to do it. Especially considering this is from one of the kings. So, he's the Lord of Ravedin, who is all the way over there. So, we're going to go pay him a visit. Build some reputation, get some better quests, get some better gear. My difficulty, not very high. You don't want to see me play on high difficulty. It's a frustrating and horrible experience. It's the sort of thing that you should definitely start it on a fairly low difficulty like this. So I put combat AI at average and combat speed at normal with maximum battle size here, but I also reduced the damage like on easiest mode. It's a pain in the arse to play it on other modes. It's the sort of thing you only do once you've really done a lot of sessions on the easier difficulties. Hello, Lord Valenish. I might actually have a word with him, see if he's got anything he can... Get back here. I am TotalBiscuit. I heard that you gave charity to Terrence. Alright, cool. So that increased my relationship with him because I did something nice for his village. That's always good. Ah, a bounty of 300 dinars on Ritman of Wurchig. He has taken refuge in the village of Hanun. Alright. Yeah, we can deal with him. Yeah, I mean, you could steal the money, but it's not a good idea. Because eventually, if that king rides out with the 235 elite troops and murders your head, then you're not going to be so happy about it. Okay. Alright, to the castle, and we can report to this fellow that we've done well. And I think we come out with a net profit on that. And, yep, 600 dinar. There we go. And that gives me a lot of reputation increase with him, which means I'm going to be able to hopefully get some better stuff. Oh, I now have to deliver him a letter, so yes, we can do that. That's nice and easy. We can do something on the way out. Let's go to the marketplace. We can flog some of this nonsense. We do not need... Actually, it might be good to give that saddle horse to... We're going to keep that so we can give it to somebody else. And so we've got things like the balanced falchion, which we can sell. There we go. Sell a bit of these Nordic swords. Stuff that we just don't generally need at this point. Sell the iron. We sell the wheat as well. Don't really need that. And these boots. Okay, everything else is looking good. So, decent amount of money. Is there anything fun? These are kind of the high-tier weapons, like Masterwork two-handers. They are very, very effective, but ludicrously expensive. There's huge amounts of diminishing returns on that kind of thing. But you can get really, really good shields as well with high resistance that don't break very easily. I can get a poleaxe. I don't think you can use that on horseback, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong. Might be wrong, though. Heavy Volge. This is what I've got, the Rusty War Axe. It's a bit fast. It's actually not a bit fast at all. It's got a bit more reach and works well against shields, although so does the Rusty War Axe, so not obviously better. Alright, let's talk to the horse merchant. Let's see if we can get something better than this thing. So I have 2 riding skills, so I could ride a courser. Or a step horse. Each of them have different characteristics. So the courser is a lot faster, but simultaneously not particularly maneuverable. If I want something that's maneuverable, I probably want to be grabbing a step horse. The heavy step horse has a better charge rating and better maneuverability, although slightly less speed, but also has a lot heavier armor. So it's worth having a look at that. The heavy courser, less maneuverability than the regular one. Then you've got things like hunter horses, which are very, very fast. All the way up to things like heavy chargers, which have huge amounts of armor, massive amounts of charging damage, as you might imagine. And there's worse horses as well, like the swayback ones, which you can get some benefits out of them, but simultaneously they're a lot cheaper and they have their own problems. So maybe we get a heavy step horse. A lame war horse. Yeah, let's not. I wouldn't say too much to a little bit of extra charge and maneuverability. So we're going to grab one of that. There we go. And you can go here, because I have no bond to you whatsoever. Good. Have a word with the fellows in the tavern, see what's going on. I'd love to hire these guys. They're very good, but they're very expensive. Ah, ransom broker. Good. That means we can... What can I get for these prisoners? Alright. We're going to sell a couple of prisoners. They're not worth much. 50 each. Not too bad, though. You can also do things like, if you manage to take a lord prisoner, then you can go ransom him off and make a ton of money that way. It's a good way to do things. I wonder if there's a tournament going on. Nope, not at the moment. Okay. I'm going to stay here just to let my heroes heal up a little bit, and then we'll go back to the castle and deliver this letter. Alright, nice. You'll also notice that things like, there's a kind of economic system within the game. If areas end up taking damage and get looted, then their prosperity goes down, which means that they are, well, they're simply less rich. Which means that they're going to be able to sell you less good stuff, they're going to be able to offer you less, and the quests available, they change too, so. I was not aware of that. So on a nice little Mountain Blade fact, I want to raid this caravan! I'm not going to do it. Oh, we'll go raid, after I've done this, we'll go over to the Yellow Territory, go raid caravans over there, because I don't care about them. If you have extra horses, apparently, in your inventory, they actually act as beasts of burden and will increase your movement speed, which is interesting. I did not know that. Alright. I'm gonna go have a little bit of a word with him. You don't have to wander into the castle, but, you know, if you want to play the immersive side of things, then you can do that. Need to deliver you a letter. There we go. That increases my relationships yet again. Lovely. And he needs me to send a letter to Lord Ralcher at Gerby Castle. I don't know what that is, but we'll certainly go there. Where is it? Hopefully not too far away. Oh. That's not too bad, I suppose. Okay, we'll just go visit that, and then we'll swing over to another territory and start raiding some caravans. That's where the real money is. You always get... Oh, ooh. That looks interesting. What was that? That's probably another caravan. Ooh, yeah, but it's not one of ours. Alright, what's he got? Caravan guards, crossbow, and skirmishers. It'll be a tough fight, but it's probably worth it. And this is not from a kingdom that I'm currently interacting with. It's actually a Swadian caravan, so we don't have to worry too much about that at all. So I'm going to try and ride them down. And we're going to try and steal their loot. That's the plan at any rate. Hopefully before they arrive at Raverden. Come on, come on, come on. Get him. Get him before he gets there. Go on. I demand. So, hand over your goods and valuables. Of course I'm robbing you. Alright, so the Swadians don't really like me right now. We outnumber them, but they also have some pretty capable guys. Thankfully, we have a few horsemen, and we got a couple of heroes. We should hopefully be fine. Hopefully. Let's see if this was a mistake. Oh my. That is a lot more horsemen than I expected. This might have been an error. Let's see how we do. Hopefully it's okay. They seem relatively well equipped, which is a little scary. Alright, Caravan Master has been killed. That will help a bit. That's one down already. And our veteran is quite clearly going to get surrounded and probably murdered. Good amount of horse damage. Cool. We actually killed 2 horses there, one after another. I'm going to charge right into their archers here, so that we can try and take them out. Another down. It's the archers I'm a bit concerned about. Our melee guys I'm pretty sure are fairly capable. Ow. But, alright. Hit him in the back of the head. Nice. Good. We're doing some good lancing here. Go right at him. There's his horse. Actually, did I smash his shield there? Yeah, that's the remains of his shield there. Lovely crunchy sound when that happens. Alright, we're looking pretty good. I mean, their troops are capable, but ours are pretty good as well, so things are going well. I did a lot of damage to them early on. So we actually we're losing a couple of troops, but they're only basic guys, so I'm not too worried. This will be worth it. Even if we lose a few troops, this is a lot of cash these guys are probably carrying. So I'm not too worried about that. There you go. Nice. We can also, a lot of them are getting knocked unconscious as well, which is great because that means we can ransom them off just to make matters even worse. Another one of our recruits killed by a caravan guard. That's not ideal. Certainly prefer that didn't happen if possible. He's down, so we just need to get this guy. And as you can see, this horse is a bit more maneuverable, which is going to make using my lance a lot easier. Alright, get out the big scary axe. There we go. There you go. Horse is down. Just get him! Get him! He's right there. Nice. Do we have anybody else? Looks like there's still someone else wandering around the place. At least the AI seems to think so. I don't think any of our horsemen are still around. They probably got knocked off their horses. Oh, he's right there. Alright, there's one last guy. There's a horseman duel going on here. How good is our horseman? I don't care. I'm going to stick a lance through his horse, and then he won't be able to fight anymore. Nice. Good, good, good. That's going to be victory, right? Fantastic. So we lost 2 recruits. Don't care. Those are easily replaced. No problem at all. What did we get in return? Well, we wounded several folks. 4 wounded, so we can take them prisoner. And that's caravan guards and a skirmisher, so they should be worth a decent amount in ransom. And look at all this stuff. Wow, a spirited saddle horse. That's actually a very valuable horse. Furs, salts, linens. Ooh, all delicious. In fact, that's even a better hat than I currently have, so we're going to wear that instead. There we go. That's what's worth it. Unfortunately, of course, there is the minor problem that if you keep killing people's caravans, well, they will start to hunt for you, and they will bring armies, and they're not messing around. So you do want to watch out for that. Ankle boots. Worth a decent amount. All these can be sold pretty well. Nice. And we're right next to Raventon, so we should have no problems whatsoever dealing with that. So not only do we get a huge amount of upgrades, we're going to upgrade all of our recruits here. We can upgrade him to another horseman. We can upgrade footmen again. Get some more veterans. And I can upgrade myself, which is just lovely. Go up to strength 15. And that can give me another rank in power strike. Upgrade 2-handed weapons. Great. Cool. So let's go sell some people. Oh, I was attacked by a group of bandits on the way to the tavern. That's unfortunate. I might want to maybe get my weapon out. Alright, let's see how well they do. Not very, is the answer. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hi? Nobody else? I bet he's hiding around here somewhere. You do get these little nice random events every once in a while, which is kind of neat. I wonder where the other bandit is. I imagine he's hiding at this point. I wouldn't mess, frankly. You can actually wander... Oh, he's got a bow, alright. You can actually wander the towns and just buy stuff that way if you like, but frankly, it's much quicker to do it from the menu. Alright, let's see how well you do against this giant axe. The answer, not very. There we go. I had a bunch of experience for that. That's what we like to see. I should get a non-lethal weapon so I can take these guys prisoner. But frankly, this is much more convenient. Alright, shall we try that again? Yeah, that'll be nice. Let's speak to the ransom broker. We got prisoners to sell. Caravan guards, 50 each. Swadian skirmishers, 50 each. Nice. Can't really complain about any of that. And we have so much great gear that needs to be shifted. Let's find who has the most money. The horse merchant. Do I want to keep... This saddle horse has actually not got great sale value. I'll probably just keep it, actually. The furs, the salt's worth a decent amount. We can definitely get rid of that. And toss away this nomad armor. Get rid of the rotten beef. We don't need that anymore. In fact, we'll probably just best sell some of this food. We have a little bit too much, I think. Linen sells for a decent good price. Salt sells for a decent good price. Alright, I can't sell anymore because he's run out of cash. And we can head to the armor merchant to try and sell some of the rest. I don't need any of this. This can go. Sell a bunch of this nonsense. Get rid of the flour. Yeah, there we go. And just toss away a lot of this junk. Sweet, we now have a pretty nice amount of money, frankly. I could think about upgrading my armor somewhat to something that... I love the Great Winged Helmet. It just looks so silly. It's lovely. Crude mail mittens. Very expensive for no apparent reason. Never really worked out why gloves are so damn expensive in this game. But they are. 41 to head armor. That's pretty significant. Might get that. Yeah, let's get that. That is a pretty nice piece of kit. Any good chest armor that we don't have here? I'd like to get a full set of mail, but... 30 tribe warrior outfit. Padded halberd. That's still very pricey for what it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'll probably just keep the money for the time being. What I'd like to do is go to the tavern and maybe have another word with these mercenaries. How many? 6 mercenaries for 1,128 dinar. They are good. I mean, these guys are pretty well equipped, so... There we go. We're going to pay for them. That's going to expand my army quite nicely. If we have a look at them. These hired blades are pretty well equipped, but they're very expensive, like, per week. But these are their attributes. They're very proficient with two-handers, one-handers, everything. They wear heavy chainmail. They've got high stats across the board. They're very good. But very expensive. So I do want to watch out for that. Alright, what's the time at the moment? Yeah, because it might be about time that we sort of wrap this stream up. I've been going for about an hour and a half. Just like to remind you that GOGcom, of course, has this game available for free. So you can download it. And the upgraded version is Mount & Blade Warband. And there are a bunch of great mods for Warband. And there's a forthcoming DLC in the form of Vikings coming up. We'll level the character up, maybe do a couple more battles. So since we just expanded the character's capabilities and we got a few more units for our army, so maybe we'll try and raid something a little bit harder before we wrap it up. Sounds like a good idea. So we'll level up my character again. Our riding skill's pretty good. We should probably get some of these things. These are very, very useful. Obviously, I could use a little bit of extra persuasion. Certainly. Maybe upgrade my agility to 9 as well. That does a lot of things. It gives a bunch of weapon points. Alright. Upgrade polearms a little bit. Upgrade two-handers a bit. There we go. Let's go raid a village or something. So, the Swathians already don't like me very much. Where are the Swathians on the map? They're over here. Let's go raid some Swathian stuff. Now, we need to be a bit careful, because, of course, the ones that are near castles are kind of dangerous. But Ushkuru looks particularly vulnerable, and that happens to be on the way to Jerb Castle. So, we're going to go do that. We'll deliver that to Jerb Castle, and then we'll go raid a village. And see what we can do there. We might piss off one of the local lords. That is entirely possible. And if we do that, we're probably going to get horribly murdered, which would be a great way to demonstrate what happens if you screw around. Ooh, hello, what do we got here? Mountain bandits. Yeah, they're worth chasing down, absolutely. So, we're going to try and grab them. Oh. Oh, Lord Devlian's party ran into them. I'm pretty sure he can handle them just fine. I'm thinking, like, raid this village while he's busy with them, but I don't want to be raiding a village next to anything like that. That sounds like a terrible idea. Look at all these bandits. They're all splitting up all over the place. They're hard to catch up to. Alright. Let us raid Ashkuru. Oh. Let's not raid Ashkuru, because there's that. Unfortunately, when you start raiding, they tend to notice. I think maybe we can get Asgard, because it's far enough away from the castles. So, we're going to give that a shot. Alright. Take a hostile action. Loot and burn the village. Plunder it, then raise it. There we go. Alright. Let's hope that one of the lords doesn't come and find me while I'm raiding this village. It is far enough away from a castle. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. It does take a while to loot and pillage. Oh, there's a caravan over there, too. Sweet. 300 and... That it? 370... Oh, look at this. Velvet, furs... This is one rich village. They should have distributed it to the others. And because they did not share, this is their righteous punishment. Sweet. So that's looted and burned to death. I probably want to get the hell out of here now because the Swathians are not going to like me for that. So I need to try and do it in such a way that I don't get run down by a bunch of lords. So I'm trying to maybe stay out of range of any of the big castles. Hopefully I won't run into them. Okay. That's the weekly pay. It's good. Just give me one moment. And we can go and deliver this letter. You know, I think maybe to end the stream, I might go and show you what fighting a Lord's army looks like and how quickly you will get destroyed if you do. I'm gonna head over... Oh, hello. A bunch of mountain bandits. Nah. I'm not gonna chase them down. Can't be bothered. Waste the time. Just as an FYI for those asking when the video for Dragon Age Inquisition is coming, it's on the way. I've got a lot to do. I'm supposed to be getting my copy of Far Cry 4 today as well, so there's a lot going on. Hopefully it's better than bloody Unity is. Oh, God. Go to the Lord's Hall. He's not here, is he? He's wandered off. That's lovely. Well, I'm not going to be able to deliver the letter to him until I find out where he's run off to. Okay. Let's go piss somebody off. I've already pissed off the Swathians. Let's go burn the village right next to the castle. Alright, here he is. Let's go fight this guy. I will punish you for the misdeeds. We will fight you to the end. Alright, this is 29 troops versus their 92 elites. This is going to be a very brutal fight. And we will lose. There's not a question. This is my army. Their army is ridiculous. So... You're about to see what happens if you piss off a Lord's army. And the end game, of course, is to build up an army large enough that you can actually fight these guys. But as you're about to see, I clearly do not have that capability. It's alright, we'll ride bravely over the hill and meet... Oh, shit. That is what we will meet. Their javelins will block out the sun. And, I mean, unless I am very, very good with lancers today, I'm not going to be beating these guys. No way. We'll see. I'm doing alright so far, but I don't think this is going to stay this way. Alright, get the big axe out. I got my veterans getting knocked out left, right, and center. Killed by men-at-arms. And by the way, this is the default size of battles. You can make them larger than this. As it stands, what will happen is if there's 100 in the battle, then everyone else will be kept as reinforcements. We're actually doing some damage, which is surprising. We're not doing terribly. Oh, fuck. Alright. Our men are accounting for themselves well. I'll give them that. They are brave souls. But this is only going to go one way, I think. Our men are outnumbered and, like, getting beaten up pretty badly. It's not ideal. This guy's running away for no reason. I don't know why that is. We'll not kill him somehow. Alright. Well, I guess we should just let those guys run away, frankly. Ah. Ow. Give me liberty or give me death. I think it's most likely going to be death by the looks of it. Come on, how'd that miss? Come on. Do better than that. Yeah, that's most of... I think our army is either dead or, at this point, unconscious. So most of this is me versus the rest of the Lord's army, which is going about as well as you would expect. Our hired blades. I mean, look at... You see why you get hired blades? You see how bloody good they are? They're amazing. They're accounting well. If we win this fight, I will be very surprised. I don't think that's actually possible. Oh, one of our hired blades finally died. Oh, Jesus. It's all these guys. I could probably, like, take most of them out with a lance. So, if I can just kind of disrupt this, then maybe we have a chance. But that's more my dudes dying. Yeah, I think oh, they're surrounding me now. This is not good. Yeah, I have two hired blades left, I think, and me, and I'm almost dead, so... Yeah. We fought bravely. We absolutely fought bravely. But this will be the end. We tried. We tried. Look at that. Look at how much damage we did. We killed 33 of them. That's not bad, and we only lost 17. Alright. Okay, folks. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember that this is a free game right now over at GOG.com. You can download Mount and Blade. Just head over to GOG.com. You'll find it on the front page, and they've also got discounts on the other games as well. If you liked what you see and you want to play something a bit more advanced, then Warband is very much just that. But thank you very much once again to GOG.com for sponsoring our esports team, and I'd like to remind you that there are other streams that happen on this channel from people like Quill18, who you probably know, as well as Bear Taffy, YouTubers that do streams occasionally on the GOGcom channel. I'd very much appreciate it if you click the follow button on the GOGcom channel so that you would be made aware of those streams. And of course, I stream like once a month here, every now and again, with various older or more classic titles. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you had a lot of fun. Remember to download Mount and Blade for free. Do enjoy it. It is hella fun, frankly, even though it doesn't look particularly great. If you can get over that, it's a very interesting medieval sandbox that I think you'll have a lot of fun with. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I will see you next time.